Sir, you're arguing over $9? The bank manager laughed loudly enough for everyone in the lobby to hear. Customers turned to watch as the single dad stood quietly beside his young daughter. She held her father's hand tightly, embarrassed by the attention. The manager smirked and added, "Maybe banking isn't for people who count every dollar." The little girl looked up at her dad, but he simply smiled and whispered, "Sometimes respect is worth far more than money." The father calmly explained that the extra $9 had been charged by mistake. He wasn't angry about the amount. He only wanted the error corrected. The manager refused to review the transaction and dismissed his concern with a wave of his hand. Several employees avoided eye contact, while one young teller looked uncomfortable but wasn't allowed to speak. The manager folded his arms and said, "If you don't like our service, you're free to take your money somewhere else." The father nodded politely. "I'd like to do exactly that." The manager chuckled, convinced the account held only a few $100s. "Fine," he replied. "Tell the teller how much you want to withdraw." The father walked to the counter and quietly handed over his identification. "I'd like to close every account connected to my family investment trust," he said. The teller entered the information into the system. Within seconds, her eyes widened. She checked the screen again, believing she had made a mistake. Her hands began trembling before she looked toward the manager. The teller whispered something into the manager's ear. His confident smile disappeared immediately. He rushed to the computer and reviewed the account himself. The total balance displayed more than $86 million. The entire lobby became silent as he realized the customer he had mocked was one of the bank's largest clients. The manager's attitude changed instantly. He apologized repeatedly and offered the father coffee, private meeting rooms, and special banking services. The father remained calm. "You laughed when you thought I had nothing," he said quietly. "Now you're apologizing because you know what I have. That's not respect, that's fear." Senior executives were called to the branch within minutes. They reviewed security footage and listened to witness statements from customers who had seen everything. The young teller admitted she wanted to help from the beginning, but had been instructed not to question the manager's decisions. The executives thanked her for her honesty and asked her to remain in the meeting. The father looked around the room before speaking. "I didn't come here to embarrass anyone. I came because $9 taken from one customer can become thousands taken from many others, if nobody cares enough to fix the mistake." His words left the room completely silent. Even customers waiting in line quietly nodded in agreement. After reviewing the situation, the executives accepted the father's withdrawal request without delay. They also announced that the manager's conduct violated the bank's professional standards. He was removed from his position pending a full investigation. The young teller was recognized for her integrity and promoted, because she had shown respect even when others refused. Before leaving, the father turned to his daughter. "Do you know why I never raised my voice?" She smiled softly and shook her head. He replied, "Because character speaks louder than anger. People may forget how much money you have, but they'll always remember how you treated others." She hugged him proudly as they walked toward the exit together. Outside the bank, the father held his daughter's hand and looked at the bright future ahead. His wealth had never defined him. What truly mattered was teaching his child that honesty, patience, and dignity are treasures no one can take away. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more emotional single dad stories.